Hi there. So I wanted to look at another bit of alternative tuning. A lot of people were quite interested in the tuning that I used for my latest piece, which was called Go and Return, which is a little bit of a joke, go and come back. So I thought I would make just a little video just explaining how I came across this tuning. I found this tuning by trial and error. This is the kind of thing that I normally do on my Patreon page. I'm putting this on YouTube as well for a little while, and after a while I'll probably take it down and just leave it on my Patreon page. But if you don't follow me on Patreon, at least you get an idea of whether it might be something that you're interested in or not. And if it's not, that's fine. I'm quite happy for you to just listen to my long meditations and enjoy them. So, first things first, I wanted to do something in A. So, first thing we want to do is tune the thickest string all the way down to A, which is quite a long way. And I have a 7th string, so this is not a 7th string, but my guitar at home is a 7th string. So if I tune the bottom string, the thickest string, I tune it down to A. There we go. So it's the same as, at the moment, it's the same as the A string. Now, I found this tuning, so we'll leave that there for a moment. I found this tuning by basically tuning the whole guitar down a tone, and I just wanted to see what it would sound like. So, sounds like a drag, but the main thing, if you want to use alternate tunings, it's a really good idea to practice tuning your guitar backwards and forwards, because you're going to probably have to do that unless you've got like 100 guitars and a guitar tech to hand you the right one. So let's quickly do that. So the E string needs to go down a tone, so it needs to go down to D, which is this note. The B string needs to go down to A, which is 2nd fret on the G string. The G string needs to go down to F. D string needs to go down to C. And the A string needs to go down to G. Okay, and now, not counting this, obviously this thick string that's all the way down to A, the guitar has just gone down a tone, so everything that you play, your D chords and your C chords, this guitar's still not quite there, not perfectly in tune, but it's close enough. For now, everything is a tone lower, and I quite enjoyed playing just with the drone in the bass there. So, we've dropped down. This is an A in the bass, so actually if I want to play with that drone, I need to think in B. So I went B major, and there's lots of videos where I teach you how to play the major scale. See, that's the problem. It's not very stable, this string, because it's not thick enough to really hold that low tone. So I'm playing B major over this drone. So I spent a couple of hours doing that, and then I thought I really want to use the Lydian mode. Now the Lydian mode is the same as the major scale, but the 4th note is sharpened. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that beautiful. Love that Lydian mode, and it's very similar to a mode that's used in Indian rags. You hear that quite a lot in Indian. And then I started to think, well, that's great, but this open E string, which is now an open D string, is really unhelpful, because that's a D and that's like a minor 3rd. Really not what we want to be hearing. So I tuned that back up to E. So tuning that back up to E in relation to me thinking in B, F sharp. So now I'm thinking in B. I've got this beautiful droning B in the bass, and then I've got this E So I'm droning A in the bass, and then I've got E at the top and another A. So I've got this drone, which gives it this very kind of sitar-y drone, and then I can play in the Lydian mode and get that sort of tonality that I used for Go and Wash. Go and Come Back. Go and Return, that's the one. And that's the tuning. Now obviously as I had a 7-string, I tuned what was the E string, just I left it at E. So I had the bottom 2 strings would be E and B, sorry, E and A. So I had E and A at the top and E and A at the bottom, so an awful lot of drone, and I'm playing the middle strings and I'm thinking in the key of B, Lydian. Now, all very well, but what happens when I want to play the top string, the top E string? So at that point, I need to think in the key of A. But of course, it's in the Lydian mode, so 1, 2, 3. Sorry, there's A. From A, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? Now, obviously, some of you people that know about modes will know that I could just be thinking in E major. But it depends how many keys you want to be thinking of at the same time. So basically, I'm thinking B Lydian, and then A Lydian. And that's how I can end up in this weird tuning, which even with 6 strings is weird. It ends up being, let's see, A, G, C, F, A, E. So just to recap, you're thinking B Lydian on the middle 4 strings. You're kind of leaving the drone string droning for now, unless you could play obviously Lydian mode on that as well. And the thinnest D string, you've got to think in A, Lydian. Yeah, better known as E major. Hope I didn't melt your brain too much with that. Hope you find that useful. Follow me on Patreon if you can. If you can't, that's cool too. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.